Hey everyone, what is going on? So we will be shoutcasting Sopheak37's Go Battle League run. I believe there's like 8 games in this video. And I know I said I would be doing some Forest Cup shoutcast tournaments, and I will be, but I do have this video for you guys today. And he's using, get this guys, he's ranked 10, and he's using Shadow Dragonite, Ferrothorn, and Medicham. So 3 Pokemon you really don't see that much at all. Ferrothorn I've been seeing quite a bit lately, but the other 2 definitely not, especially that Shadow Dragonite or regular Dragonite. So, and he's doing really well. Keep in mind, guys, as I said, he's ranked 10, doing really well with this Shadow Dragonite. It's absolutely fantastic. So, right now, not really a great matchup because that is a fairy type. However, one thing you do have to watch out, or you have to keep in mind with Mawile, is that it generally has Fire Fang and Power Up Punch, which Dragonite does resist. It doesn't resist the play route, but the other 2 moves it resists quite nicely. So the Dragonite does fall, and in comes the Medicham. So let's see what happens. Out comes Whiscash. So Whiscash, okay, Whiscash does get off a charge attack, going to be that Mud Bomb. Doing a good amount of damage. It was a CMP tie. Medicham does go for the Power Up Punch. So this Power Up Punch, or a Dynamic Punch, excuse me. That was a Dynamic Punch, wasn't it? Or was it a Power Punch? Anyway, switching into Ferrothorn to catch the Mud Bomb. Really nice switch on Ferrothorn's side. So able to catch that and just charge up with Bullet Seed. Switching into Churrum. So this Churrum, you do have to watch out for Churrum because it does have access to Weather Ball and it's a fire attack. So Flash Cannon does hit that Churrum, doing a lot of damage. The opponent probably thought it was going to be a Power Whip, but able to catch him with the Flash Cannon. So really nice play. Shielding up the Weather Ball, so that's fine. And this Ferrothorn is charging up a bunch of energy. You could see how good Ferrothorn is, right? Because Ferrothorn is able to charge up energy really fast thanks to Bullet Seed. Actually going for back-to-back Power Whip. So getting off a second Power Whip, going into that Whiscash. So Whiscash does shield and gets off a charge attack, which is definitely going to be a Mud Bomb. Ferrothorn takes it and is able to take it and switches into Medicham to go for the Psychic. Now I believe this should be enough. Is it? It looks like, yeah, just barely enough it looked like, and able to win that one. So really nice play, really nice games. This is absolutely high level gameplay with, I don't know what team I want to call it. It's not a meta team. It's not an anti-meta team, I don't think. It's definitely a unique team. Shadow Dragonite putting in a lot of work. So bailing that time into Medicham. Well, that's actually very interesting. I don't know if that was... Yeah, I guess that... I don't really know. Dragonite could have done a lot with its Dragon Breath attack. But wow, now the Registeel switches into Medicham. Probably trying to catch an Ice Punch. This Medicham doesn't even have Ice Punch. So, but still, even if you caught it, I mean, that Medicham coming in, I'm not really sure about that. But either way, the Medicham does feint the Registeel. In comes the Azumel, so Medicham is going to go ahead and just go for the Dynamic Punch. It is Dynamic Punch. I would have went for the Psychic. Going for the Psychic now, this Azumel probably will not shield, expecting an Ice Punch and a Dynamic Punch, so it does not shield, so able to get the Psychic off, so that's good. So I guess that was a good play, going for the Dynamic Punch and then the Psychic, so the opponent wouldn't think that 2 Psychics were coming, not realizing that Medicham had Psychic, if that makes sense. So a little bit of a mind game going on, it looks like. So, okay. Altaria switches into Ferrothorn. It does go for a Sky Attack. Ferrothorn is going to go ahead and shield and go for that Flash Cannon. This will do a pretty good amount of damage to the Altaria. Altaria does shield. Now in comes Dragonite. So Dragonite, as you can see, doing a lot of damage. Holy moly, doing a lot of damage. It's also taking a lot of damage, right? But still able to chunk away. Dragonite does feint first. In comes Ferrothorn. Might want to shield. Has to shield. That Sky Attack would have been neutral. Wouldn't have taken it out, but it still would have done a lot. Has to go for the Power Up. Does not want to risk another charge attack coming through. Will this knock it out? It will. And in comes Azumel. So Azumel is going to go ahead and go for that Ice Beam. And that's not going to be enough. So it looks like this Ferrothorn is going to be able to feint the Azumel, as it does. Wow. Able to come back from that. Switching out Dragonite into Medicham, which was a questionable lead in my switch in my opinion, but able to turn things around. So that was fantastic. Really well played. So the next game, Shadow Dragonite into Bastiodon, really bad matchup. Switching into Ferrothorn. Doesn't want to switch into Medicham, and that makes a lot of sense because Medicham is a hard counter to Bastiodon. and you want to keep that for later, right? So Ferrothorn going for the Flash Cannon against Blossom. So very interesting choice to see a Blossom. We'll have to see. That's actually a Shadow Blossom, so really cool. Shadow Blossom does go for the Leaf Blade. Ferrothorn does shield it up. Maybe expecting a more dangerous move. I'm not really too sure. So Power Whip does go into the Shadow Blossom. Blossom does protect itself. I don't know what else Blossom gets, to be honest with you. So Ferrothorn does go for the Power Whip. This should be enough, or definitely will be enough, but the Blossom shields and probably charging up for another move, as it does. Going to go ahead and go for it. Could be another Leaf Blade, and it is another Leaf Blade. Ferrothorn able to take that, and Shadow Blossom switches. Now in comes the Medicham. So this attack will be going into the Medicham, and Medicham can just go to town using counters. The opponent is just going to bail on that one. So able to win that game. And definitely really nice play. I agree with not switching in the Medicham to counter the Bastiodon, because then you would have lost the Medicham with something else that came in, and you needed that Medicham to fight the Bastiodon, right? So Shadow Dragonite versus Stunfisk. We'll have to see how this match goes. Dragonite is going to be neutral to the discharge, but look how much damage it is actually doing. Doing a lot of damage, going to allow the discharge. That does a lot to Dragon. Okay, I knew it would do a good amount, but that did way more than I thought. That did a lot of damage to that Shadow Dragonite. So Dragon Claw coming out. Stunfisk does shield. Looks like Dragonite is opting not to switch. Going to go ahead and go for the shield, not wanting to be knocked out. Going to be a discharge. Okay, so Dragonite is hanging out, going for another Dragon Claw. Really wants to win this lead position. So Shadow Dragonite will go for the Dragon Claw, and Stunfisk will collapse. So let's see what comes in. Going to be Registeel. Okay, so Registeel going to go ahead and farm down that Shadow Dragonite. But because he won the lead, he could bring in Medicham. Now, Medicham is still going to take a lot of damage, right, from Flash Cannon, but it's able to take it. In comes Meganium. So doesn't have access to Ice Punch, but that's okay, because Dynamic Punch still hits like a truck. It's still pretty good amount of damage. Now switching into Ferrothorn. So Ferrothorn is going to be able to take, even if it's an Earthquake, it probably is, but it's going to be able to take it. As you can see, it could take that Earthquake. And charging up, going for the Flash Cannon. Man, I have to try Ferrothorn in the Open Great League. I've seen it a few times. It's definitely a solid Pokemon. It's seen a lot more play than it did in Season 1. And for good reason. It's such a good Pokemon. So, especially since it really walls Azumarill quite nicely, right? So just doing whatever damage it can against the Registeel. It doesn't really have to worry about anything, right? Flash Cannon, not going to be enough. It doesn't matter. Just go ahead and go for the Power Whips, right? Waiting to bring in the Medicham. That's basically what he's trying to do. So going to go ahead and switch into Medicham now. And Medicham can safely shield this and just count it down. I think that's ultimately probably what he's going to do. Because the opponent still has a shield. Yep, Registeel falls, so going to go ahead and be able to pick that one up with Medicham. So let me know how you guys are doing in Season 2. I'm currently working my way up. I believe I am almost ranked 7. But right now, Shadow Dragonite versus Tropius, so we'll have to see how this matchup goes. Yep, should favor that Dragonite. In comes Skarmory, so looks like the Dragonite is just opting to stay in, because what he has in the back is really not good against Skarmory, so not wanting to switch out. Actually, he does switch out. Okay, well, I guess this is not a bad situation, right? Medicham doing a lot with the counter damage, so not a bad situation. And the opponent might think a Power Punch is coming and might not shield this Dynamic Punch. We'll have to find out. So Dynamic Punch, is it going to connect? We'll have to see. It is. So Skarmory perhaps thinking it was a Power Punch, not wanting to waste the shield. In comes Tropius. So Tropius might actually shield this, thinking that it's an Ice Punch, because a lot of Medicham, most of them probably do run that Ice Punch. So yep, going to go ahead and pick up the shield there. Nice. And Medicham will fall. Okay. Gonna bring in that Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn gonna be neutral to the Aerial Ace. Let's see if it's Aerial Ace. It is. Okay. Still able to take it. Now switching into Dragonite. Not wanting to take that attack with Dragonite. So Shadow Dragonite does go for the Dragon Claw, which gonna do a lot of damage. Let's see. Nope, the shield does come out, and Tropius will go for a charge attack. Dragonite will protect itself. Going to be a Leaf Blade. Dragonite could have taken that double resisted, but that's okay. In comes Registeel. It's also very low, so it would get a lot lower. Plus, it's a Shadow version, so it takes more damage. So I understand that shield. So doing just doing whatever damage it can, right, into the Registeel. Registeel gets off a Flash Cannon, knocking out the Shadow Dragonite. In comes Ferrothorn. Okay, I don't see a way of how Ferrothorn can actually win this. Yeah, there's no way he's going to win this one. Ferrothorn cannot recover from this. The Focus Blast will knock it out. So going to go ahead and lose that one, but that's okay. So jumping into the next game. Wow, these are some awesome matches. Thank you so much for submitting them. I really do appreciate it. So picking up a pretty favorable match. Dragonite does resist Hydro Cannon. It switches into Bronzong. In comes Medicham. So that's actually a good switch because Medicham is going to be neutral to the Psychic attacks because it is part Psychic, right? Compared to being weak to it like another fighting type might be, like Toxicroak, which is double weak to it. So plus it's also doing neutral damage with the fighting attacks, and it does charge up really fast. Counter is powerful, as is Dynamic Punch. So it looks like that opponent probably expected the Power Punch and opts not to shield. In comes Swampert. So Swampert is going to be hit with this Dynamic Punch unless if it opts to shield, which it might. It does shield. Okay, so gonna go ahead and go for definitely a Hydro Cannon. Does Medicham want a shield? It does not. So Medicham will be able to not take that, and it does fall. In comes Dragonite. Out comes Skarmory. So again, Skarmory, not a great deal, not easy to deal with this team, right? This team doesn't really deal with Skarmory that well, but we'll have to see what happens. It looks like Shadow Dragonite is opting to stay in this fight. So gonna go ahead and be hit with this Sky Attack, almost knocking it out. Actually, yeah, did it knock it out? But anyway, in comes that Ferrothorn, and Ferrothorn might not have enough firepower. Going to go ahead and go for that Flash Cannon, hoping to get whatever damage off it can. Unfortunately, this Ferrothorn does not have Thunder, so definitely going to be a difficult situation. I do not see how this Ferrothorn can win, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Unless the Flash Cannon does more than I think, it doesn't seem like it would do that much. Ferrothorn definitely going to be difficult to win, but going to go ahead and go for the Power Whip. That Swampert was hoping to catch the Flash Cannon, wasn't able to do so. I don't know. How much does Flash Cannon do, guys? I really don't know. Can Ferrothorn win this? Maybe it does more than I think. Wow, just one more. Just another Power Whip, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought he actually had it. But able to lose that. That was a good game, though. That was really well played. Yes, Skarmory against this team is actually difficult to deal with. Medicham can handle it to an extent, but it's still difficult. But nicely played. But okay, so now we have a Sableye. Wow, look how much damage that Sableye is taking just from this Dragon Breath. I need to invest in Shadow Pokemon, whether it be Dragonite or Victreebel or Gardevoir, right? I have to invest in a Shadow Pokemon, but able to feint that easily. Did use a shield, but in comes Registeel, and Registeel is not going to be able to farm down, so it's going to have to commit that Flash Cannon. So Dragonite will go for the Dragon Claw. Hey, I mean, the damage is adding up. Registeel does resist it, but at the end of the day, the damage is adding up. A Flash Cannon will be enough to knock it out. In comes that Medicham Farm City for Medicham. Yes, Registeel will be able to get to this Flash Cannon, and it will do a good amount, but that's okay, because again, you could just farm down. In comes Tropius. Okay, so Tropius is going to be hit by a Psychic. It might fear the Ice Punch, so we'll have to find out. Yep, looks like it's going to shield. In comes Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn can eat these Razor Leafs up, double resisting them, right? So going to go ahead and go for that Flash Cannon. Going to be doing a lot to Tropius. It did about 50%, a little bit over 50%, and Tropius is going to go ahead and go for a charge attack. Going to be that Aerial Ace. It's neutral, but it's really not doing that much damage, and we know how fast Ferrothorn charges, right? So going to be able to go for a Flash Cannon. I would say the worst flyer for Ferrothorn to deal with is definitely that Skarmory, right? Altaria taking neutral damage from the Flash Cannon, as is Tropius, and Ferrothorn does resist the Razor Leaf and the Dragon Breath from both flyers. So in comes that Registeel and Medicham trying to farm down, not able to do so, but he still has a shield. Will he invest in it? He will. So going to go ahead and protect itself and then knock out that Registeel. Going to go ahead and go for the Psychic. So this Psychic should be enough, and it is. So able to take that clean win, so really well played. Loving the Shadow Pokemon. If any of you have like, let's say, a triple Shadow team, please let me shoutcast that. I want to see a triple Shadow team. I want to shoutcast it. I have the dust. I just don't really want to invest in it right now. That's why I haven't. But I will. Probably because I love these Shadow Pokemon. I love watching the videos. Anyway, this Dragonite is going for the Dragon Claw. Look how much Dragon Breath is doing. Now, this Rock Slide honestly would probably knock out a Shadow Dragonite, or at least do a lot of damage. Probably knock it out, to be honest. But one shield, and then just able to fawn down nice and easy. Right? So in comes Azumel. So gonna go ahead and go for that Dragon Claw. Unfortunately, went for the Dragon Claw. Didn't go for the other move. So that's unfortunate, but it's okay. What is the other move? Frustration? Wow, okay, so I guess it's Frustration. I don't know how much Frustration does, but I don't know. That's what I would have in mind anyway, because I didn't TM away anything on most of my Pokemon, only a few of them. I didn't TM away Frustration. Anyway, Dragonite goes down, in comes Ferrothorn. Dragonite ready did its job, so it could be pushed to the side for now. Ferrothorn able to wall Azumel, as I said. Ice Beam neutral, does decent damage, but it's not a big deal because Ferrothorn can farm up, not farm down, but it can farm up extra energy, go for a Power Whip, and have energy for whatever's in the back. Yeah, Billet Seed is really not a move you want to farm down something with, and keep in mind, guys, the opponent still has 2 shields, so Ferrothorn gonna go ahead and go for this Power Whip, just wants to get whatever damage it can against it before it goes down, and obviously this Registeel cannot farm down at all, so gonna go ahead and go for that Power Whip. Almost at half already at Registeel, so gonna go ahead and probably go for a Focus Blast as it is, so it does knock it out, and in comes Medicham. Yeah, and Medicham can just farm down at this point. You could go for the Dynamic Punch. It would take a shield, but I don't really see a need to do so. Actually not shielding that, and yeah, just farming down at this point and able to win that. So really well played. Thank you for submitting the games, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.